Hi, my name is Stephen Chick. I'm the music director of the La Jolla Symphony and Chorus, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our upcoming concert, Old World's New World. I think a lot about the way people meet. I think a lot about the way people become who they are in a cultural sense. And usually that's some combination of where you've come from and where you are right now. And that's the way classical music is right now. We have come from venerable traditions, most of which go back into Europe, into the old world. But we're also recreating that world today in a contemporary sense in the new world. And so I wanted to make a concert about old worlds, and you notice that it's old worlds, plural. We'll feature a piece from the old world of Europe, that is Richard Strauss's Second Horn Concerto. We'll also feature a piece which is indebted to music of China, the old traditional world of Chinese and Asian music. So here in the west coast of California, we benefit and profit by both of these old worlds. We come not just from Europe, although certainly that great music of European classical composers is very important. We come also as we look west towards Asia. Those two worlds combine to create the turbulent, interesting, fascinating, and volcanic world of American contemporary music. And we celebrate that particular world with Edgard Varèse's Amérique. Now I have to tell you a story. Edgard Varèse lived for a while in Berlin. He was a young composer, and he didn't have very many contacts, he certainly didn't have very much money, and he didn't have a great deal of professional reputation to bank on. But he was befriended at that point by Richard Strauss, who was certainly at that moment in 1912 and 13, one of the most important composers alive. Strauss opened some doors for Varèse in Berlin, and as a result, Varèse was indebted to Strauss, not just personally, but also musically. There are some strange and interesting quotations of Strauss's music in Varèse. You have to listen very closely for them, but they're there. Then, many years later, Varèse was living in New York City, was an established avant-garde composer, and a young Chinese composer by the name of Wen-chung came to knock on his door and ask for composition lessons. At that point, the tables were turned. Varèse was the venerable composer. Wen-chung was the young composer with no professional credentials. Varèse opened his doors to Wen-chung, became his teacher. Wen-chung later became Varèse's assistant, his trustee, his heir, and today lives in Varèse's apartment in Sullivan Street in New York City. So this is a story not just about old and new worlds, but about the way friendships and personal contacts can provide for a meaningful artistic maturation, meaningful artistic production. So the pieces that will celebrate this old world's new world confluence are Landscapes by Cho Wen-chung, which was the very piece that Wen-chung had in his hand when he knocked on Varèse's door in the late 1940s. We'll continue then with the Second Horn Concerto of Richard Strauss, played this year by Nicolai Küster, our Young Artist winner. And we'll complete the program with Edgard Varèse's raucous coming of age in the new world called Amérique. Now, to listen to Amérique, what you're really hearing is the mechanized sounds, the beautiful, noisy poetry of New York City. Varèse was born in France of Italian parentage, moved to New York, and fell in love with New York, fell in love with the noises, with the excitement, with the machines, with the turbulence of that city. And it is all captured in this great piece, Amérique, for very large orchestra, including some 10 percussionists. Come help us celebrate old worlds and new world in our concert.